Hey, what's up, vinyl community? It is Kendall Stokes coming at you with a video for the Spin Doctor and his Vinyl Mayhem YouTube channel. It's Wednesday evening. It's getting kind of late. I've tried to make this video 3 times. We'll see if third time's the charm or not. But I want to make a quick video because this past weekend I found what is for me a personal grail. I try to not use that term a whole lot. In my time of collecting vinyl, I feel like I found a few grails, or what for me are grails. You know, I feel like when you use that term, it should be used for something that is something that you feel like you've looked for a long time, something you've wanted really, really badly. It's been hard for you to find, something you've just sought after, you care so much about. It's one of your favorites, and you've never been able to find it, or you've struggled and it's been out of your reach, or it's almost been in your reach and you've just not been able to get it, but you finally get it, or something to that effect. For me, grails have been like that Tom Petty right up there, that Full Moon Fever. Wanted that for so long, finally got it. I was super excited. It's an original Sgt. Pepper mono, original UK mono. My favorite Beatles record, love it. So happy when I got it. My first pressing of Eric Clapton Unplugged. It's a original German pressing. Was never released in the US when it first came out. Stuff like that, you know, that Brandy Carlisle that I showed a couple weeks ago. So excited to finally get that. So last weekend went to Noble Records because Dylan did a flip video of a bunch of stuff. He had some killer stuff that he put out in the store, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to be there right when they opened, because I had an appointment at 9:30 that I had to be at, and so I was like, all right, I'm probably not going to be there in time. What I want is probably going to be gone, because this record's one of those records that is not the most easy to get. It's, you know, whenever I do see it, it goes quick. You know, I see it online sometimes, but, you know, it's normally an auction, and when it's an auction, it goes high, gone, all that kind of stuff. And I don't want to pay up for something. I mean, a record's worth what you're willing to pay for it, obviously, but I'm not going to pay up for something when I feel like I don't have to, or I don't need to. Plus, you know, like I always say all the time, I know you hear it all the time, I'm on a budget. So, you know, Dylan, he's going to have something at a price, and that's it, because he's a record store. So I didn't know what the price was going to be, and like I said, by the time I got there, it was 10:30, 10:45. So he'd been open for a little bit. Still a lot of people there, so I was nervous because there were people in there. I saw a bunch of people with stacks of records. I'm like, oh man, it's probably gone. One of the guys was already there who I knew was into soundtracks, because this was a soundtrack. And the record in question was this. The Batman soundtrack. This is a Prince record. Prince did this record. In the shrink, hype sticker, original price tag of $8.99, which I did not pay $8.99. I did pay more than that. But like I said, in the shrink, got that cool hype sticker. Very excited. I had to look for this, because when I asked Dylan if he had sold it yet, he said no, he hadn't seen it come through, but that didn't mean that somebody had it. He said he thought it was over in this area over here. I went and I looked, talked to the guy who I knew was into soundtracks. He said, oh yeah, I saw it over there. When I looked, it wasn't there. He said, oh, I guess somebody got it. So I was kind of like looking around at people's stacks. I didn't see it. I said, oh, dang it. I guess somebody maybe still has it. So I just, you know, I was kind of walking around, still trying to look and see if people had it. And I looked through all the new stuff that he had put out, didn't see it. I said, okay, well, somebody must have it. And I just, because, you know, you don't want to just, you know, say, hey, can I look through your stack and see if you have it? No, you know, because that's just kind of weird. But anyway, so eventually what I did was he had 2 crates of stuff that he put out the week before next to the new crates, and for kicks and giggles I was just like, well, let me look in these older crates to see if there was a record from last week that was still there, because I had kind of given up on this. And lo and behold, it was in one of those crates. So I guess somebody had moved it. So it was there, and I was excited because there it was. That was the whole reason I had gone. I'd been looking for this record for a long time. Had a couple chances to get this record before. Saw it at an auction one time where people had bid up so high on it, and I was just like, it wasn't even this nice. It wasn't in the shrink or anything like that. So people kind of go crazy on this. On Discogs and eBay, people are asking well over $100 to $150 for this record. And like I said, it's worth whatever somebody wants to pay for it. To me, I'm not going to pay that much for it. I'm going to wait and get it for a good price, which I feel like I really did get a good price on this. It's in great condition. BG Plus all the way. But this record is so good. And it's to me, this is the best Batman movie. Some people will say that the Dark Knight trilogy by Christopher Nolan is the best, and that Christian Bale's their Batman. Some people will say that Adam West from the original 1960s Batman movies are their Batman. Some people might say that Ben Affleck's their Batman. Some people might say Val Kilmer's their Batman. I doubt anyone will say George Clooney's their Batman. Some people may say that the new kid, Robert Pattinson's their Batman. I will always say Michael Keaton is my Batman. This, to me, is the best Batman movie. Jack Nicholson is the Joker. A very attractive Kim Basinger as Vicky Vale. Just a great all-around movie. And a great soundtrack. If you don't know anything about this soundtrack, it came out in 1989 when the movie came out. And, there was a little bit of people kind of unsure about it, Prince doing a Batman soundtrack. Of course, there was a lot of people uncertain about the movie, too. Tim Burton doing a Batman movie, Michael Keaton playing Batman. Even Michael Keaton was like, are they doing a comedy? Because, Michael Keaton was a comedic actor, so they're like, what's going on with that? Michael Keaton had been Beetlejuice and all that stuff, so Tim Burton worked with him before. But it worked. The movie was very successful. And the soundtrack worked, too. Originally, actually, Prince had said that they originally wanted him and Michael Jackson to do this soundtrack and kind of have it be like a hero-villain thing where Michael Jackson was the hero and Prince was the villain. But Michael Jackson was super busy on his Bad tour that the timing just never worked out. But we've never seen a reissue of this because Prince never owned the rights to it. He had to sign over the rights to Warner Brothers because Warner Brothers owned the rights to Batman. They own the rights to DC. And so he never had any of the rights to any of these songs. Even after he died, the estate never had the rights to it. So we've never seen, this is I think the only Prince album we've never seen a reissue of now. I could be wrong on that. I would love to see it happen eventually, but I don't know. But Prince, it wasn't even until later on in his career that we saw some of these songs on one of his compilation albums. He did, however, play some of these songs later on in his career. Obviously, the tour, for this, he did. This album went to number one. It was a number one album. It was actually his first number one album in like 3 albums before that, because the previous album before this didn't go to number one. The album before that didn't go to number one. So, he hadn't had a number one album in a few albums, and then this one did go to number one. So it was a successful record. A couple number one hits on it. To me, best album track on this is Party Man. I love the opening. It takes from the movie, the opening where Joker is in the museum, and they're about to bust in there and just wreak havoc on the place. Love that. My best friend, we walked down the aisle to his wedding, or danced down the aisle to his wedding to that song. Love that track. Trust is a good track. Just an all-around great album. This is by far my favorite Prince album. And to finally be able to own it, I'm very excited for it. Love this album. Can't tell you how excited I am. It's a great party record, great dance record, just a great funk record. Like I said, best Batman soundtrack, best Batman movie, best Prince album. Hits on all three right there. Love this. So happy to have it. Great condition. So very excited to add this to the collection. This is a Grail. So happy to mark another Grail off my list. So if you haven't heard this record, I encourage you to listen to it. Some people will say I'm crazy to put this as my favorite Prince album, I'm sure, but it really is. You know, I can't say enough about this album. It goes along with a great movie. Like, again, my favorite Batman movie. Love it to death. So very excited, very excited. Was so happy to add that. Turned out to be an awesome Saturday. So anyway, that's what I got for you today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked what you saw, please leave me a thumbs up and a like. Maybe subscribe to the video. Leave me some comments. What's your favorite Batman movie? Who's your favorite Batman? What's your favorite Prince album? What's your favorite soundtrack? What are some grails that you're looking for? Leave me some comments, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to talk to you guys soon. Love you guys. Peace. Have a good night.